What is up, guys, and welcome to the halfway point of Season 3 of F1 2016 Career Mode. We're here for the British Grand Prix, but before I get into that, look at the the car performance index there. We are now the slowest car on the grid, and it's just dire times for the HAAS F1 team at the moment. But thankfully enough, we're on the verge of potentially upgrading our car once again. So before I get this video underway, I'm just letting you guys know that there is a giveaway that I held on my channel a few days ago for F1 2016 for an Elgato giveaway. So if you want to get involved in that, check out my video from the other day. But yeah, that's the end of practice now. It's time to start the crucial sessions of the weekend with qualifying.
It's a Saturday afternoon here at Silverstone, and that means it's time for today's qualifying. Enjoy the action.
It won't be easy getting out of this qualifying session, but see what you can do.
Alright, so here we are for qualifying for the British Grand Prix. A very important race in the calendar, home race for a lot of the teams, a lot of the drivers, but most importantly a lot of the fans as well. So starting off our qualifying session, we put in a banker that was only good enough for 18th place. Had to go out again on a brand new set of soft compound tyres. It's worth noting that I've gone for the softer, more aggressive allocation of tyres to give myself more chances in qualifying of getting through to those second and third parts of qualifying. So end of our session here. Can we come across the line and improve to get inside the top 16? Yes, we do. We go 10th place. Very surprised finish to the lap there. We managed to find a lot of time, and that's actually very encouraging to find that kind of pace right at the end of the session. I've noticed that track evolution is really a huge factor on these F1 games, like especially like with this game. Like you can find so much time at the back end of the session just with all the rubber being added to the track. Just makes you that much quicker at the back end of the session. So it's very important to put in those laps right at the death to find some improvements out of nowhere. It's also really important to do a lot of laps in qualifying as well. Just gets your eye in that little bit better in helping to find the limit of the car and what it can do. So qualifying 2, we put in a really good lap. It put us 4th place initially on a used set of soft compound tyres, and I was doing that lap maybe thinking I'd get around 11th, 12th place and hope to start the race on a set of medium or even hard compound tyres. But unfortunately my lap was so good that I'm actually going to make it through to qualifying 3 on my banker time. So this is the end of the session. I'm purely doing this lap just to start the race on a brand new set of option tyres, or soft tyres rather. I didn't want to start the race on tyres that were fairly used, because that would have put me on the back foot for the race here. So there is absolutely no pressure on me for this final lap here. I'm just going for a blast, just seeing what I can do. A little bit of a corner cut there on the left-hander, but it wasn't really a corner that you can really gain time from. We are 4/10 up as we go through the second sector intermediate. Checkered flag is out. So once again, just doing a lap right at the death of the session when the track is at its optimum grip, and you can see we're up by almost 5/10 now as we round up this lap now in the third sector. Really nice smooth run through here. A little bit of oversteer on the run up to the final corner. We improve by 5/10, and where does that put us on the grid provisionally? It is 4th place once again. So wow, it just shows right at the end of the session, if you can put a clean lap in, fresh set of tires, 3 laps of fuel, it's absolutely mental the kind of results we're getting at the moment. And because we're the slowest car, I had to check that it was still on ultimate difficulty, because I myself was doubting whether it was on ultimate difficulty. You can see right there, it's still ultimate. So it just highlights like how well we're driving today, how much we're in the groove, and how well the setup is working as well. I've actually gone for a Monaco style setup, having like 9-8 wings, and it's definitely paying off today. So qualifying 3, we only have one brand new set of soft compound tyres, and that's the free set you get for making it into qualifying 3. So I waited till the end of the session once again, waited for the track to be at its absolute best before we go out and do a lap. And from here, I'm just happy with anything above 10th. I was not expecting to get into qualifying 3, so any positions I can find from here is just going to be an absolute bonus for the start of this British Grand Prix. This lap so far has been pretty solid. Ran wide a little bit through the third to last corner, and across the line, I think it might be 6th place, and it is. So 6th place on the grid for the British Grand Prix, only 9 tenths away from the Red Bulls, which is pretty close to the rest of the pack, like Sebastian Vettel, who is 6 tenths away. Yeah, and then there's just the Force Indias and Lewis Hamilton in front of us. So very, very competitive this weekend, considering we are officially the slowest car on the performance index, but we're not too far away from the rest of the front runners. However, our car is very, very close to the ceiling in terms of maximum performance. That's why I want to get out of this HAAS F1 car. But that's been the grid, the qualifying order for the British Grand Prix. It's time now for the race.
We're in a better grid position than we were expecting. Let's see if we can hold on to it.
Alright, so here we are on the grid of the British Grand Prix, starting in a very highly 6th position. The race strategy is a 2-stop, I believe, soft compounds, mediums, and then finishing on the hards. So pretty straightforward strategy. You can see here we are drawing up alongside Vettel just to show him that we are here. We may come into contact with him in this race in possibly more ways than one. So I just thought, you know, let's show a little bit of fight back. Let's try and get a fair and clean race between myself and Sebastian Vettel in possibly my last race for HAAS F1 team. Away we go for the British Grand Prix, and it looks like a pretty average start. You know, we held on to our position, but that is all that's needed to be said as we head into turn 1. We can see Hamilton is going a little bit slowly. We have to go up the inside into this right-hander, which we managed to do so inside front lockup. It was pretty easy to dispatch Hamilton, to be honest. He was on the medium compound tyres, so very nice start despite you know, not getting the absolute best of starts. We actually managed to capitalise there into turn 2. We carry on to the middle of lap 1, and this is the 2 Red Bulls scrapping over the lead of the race. Daniel Ricciardo is on the medium compound tyres and has a tyre grip disadvantage to contend with at the moment. So Verstappen gets around the outside of him. Vettel is putting on pressure in 3rd place as these guys continue to squabble. Ricciardo got a nice slipstream and managed to send one up the inside into the old Cops. No, it's not Cops, it's Stowe corner. For some reason, I always get that corner confused with other ones, or I just completely forget the name. I sincerely apologise. We carry on to lap 3 now, and this is the Red Bulls squabbling once again. This is Daniel Ricciardo getting a nice slipstream on the hanger straight. Unfortunately, just doesn't have the tyre grip to do anything about it, but his race is over now. He's got an engine failure, and he's going to have to pull off to the side and retire that Red Bull. What a shame, running in 2nd place, possibly. Oh no, Vettel has gone as well. So we move up into 2nd place in this British Grand Prix. Out of nowhere, we've just gained 2 spots. Vettel couldn't see anywhere where he was going. He just had a massive smoke screen in front of him. He didn't see that Ricciardo had actually slowed up right in front of him, and he had absolutely no time to avoid that crash. What a shame for Vettel. What a shame, Vettel. What a shame. We carry on to lap 4 now, and we're in a dream position here, chasing down Max Verstappen. We're not going to chase him down, in all honesty. We're looking to just hold on to 2nd place for as long as we can. That was Vettel making his pit stop there. You can see on the mini-map just how far behind he is. He's about half a lap behind. It's quite mental. He may get lapped in this race, depending on how fast Verstappen wants to drive to the finish of this race. This is surely going to be an easy walk-away victory for Verstappen. He may win by an absolute postcode, but we carry on to lap 5. Lewis Hamilton on the medium tyres, followed by Raikkonen on the same strategy, is looking fairly strong at this point in the race as my soft compound tyres are absolutely starting to fall away now. So we pit on the very next lap after Verstappen, and we're just trying to really consolidate our position. You know, I was happy to give up a little bit of time in trying to give myself fresher tyres for the back end of the race. And as we rejoin on the very next lap, Hamilton actually makes his stop quite early on in the race and kind of reacts to what I was doing there. So that was quite interesting. He got out in front of me. I tried to get some slipstream to get back in front of Hamilton. Unfortunately, it didn't work. Hamilton got clear air and absolutely just bolted away. So from here on in, we're looking to protect 3rd in this British Grand Prix. Battling away here with Kimi Raikkonen. He tries to go around the outside. Here's Nico Rosberg in the watching brief on the medium tyres as well. He might get up the inside of Raikkonen. He does. If he's got the momentum, he'll try and go up the inside of me here. We'll slow it down because we have to turn in, and we do just manage to do that without making contact there. Holding on to P4 for the moment. And what a crazy 9 laps this has been in this British Grand Prix. Still scrapping away with Nico Rosberg around the outside this time. Can we do anything? If we can get the momentum, we might be able to lunge it up the inside heading to club section, which we managed to do. Back into P4. I don't know if this is for the affected podium. We might need to wait for another car to make a pit stop, which they do on the very next lap, lap 11. I think that was Max Verstappen making another stop in this Grand Prix. So here he is right on screen. This is the cause of the safety, of the yellow flag rather. I think it was Fernando Alonso getting tagged on the side pod of Max Verstappen. Lost a bit of his front wing, but he managed to carry on there. So we shouldn't see the appearance of the safety car at this stage. And there is confirmation that is Verstappen. The only Red Bull left in this race is back in the pack, right up behind Nico Rosberg and Kimi Räikkönen. There's Wehrlein and also me heading the queue, so I'll be looking to keep these guys behind us for as long as we can. We might end up battling Max Verstappen in this race now if he's going for an extra pit stop in this race. Carrying on to lap 15, this is Räikkönen up the inside for P2 in this Grand Prix. So some cars, it seems, might be doing a 3-stop compared to our 2-stop. So we might come good at the end of the race here as Wehrlein and Räikkönen came together here as Räikkönen was getting overtaken by me. Just, I don't know, he slowed up too much. And then he just turned into the path of Wehrlein there. We'll see on his onboard shot here. This should tell us the best picture as to what happened between he and the Ferrari driver. Räikkönen gets hung out to dry by me there. But Räikkönen just goes so slow and then closes the door to Wehrlein like he didn't even know he was there.
Full course caution. The safety car is out. Keep an eye on the delta. We need to keep it positive to avoid a penalty. Slow down. Maintain positive delta.
So we have a safety car here on lap 15 of the British Grand Prix. The safety cars just seem to come out for the weirdest of incidents. That was only a spin between the two drivers. There was no safety car brought out for Daniel Ricciardo's engine failure, which he did completely retire from the race from. But when there's just a simple spin on the infield, I don't know. I don't understand with this game. The stewards bring out the safety car, and I don't know. It was completely unnecessary there, but it's made things interesting. It allowed me to get almost a free pit stop because I was just about to make a pit stop myself there. I made up some time under the kind of delta time there with all the AI drivers slowing down, so there was a small gain to be had there. But as we carry on to green flag racing once again on lap 18, Lewis Hamilton did head the field briefly before just making his pit stop as the safety car ended there. So that's going to make things interesting for him as there's another local yellow in this middle sector. We'll see just who it is on the left hand side. It is, I don't even know. I couldn't even tell you. Nothing even came up on the screen to say anyone was retired. I couldn't find them on the replay because they were ghosting heaps. But either way, it prevented Hulkenberg from overtaking me on the straight briefly before he overtook me again just a lap or two later. So this is the scenario with only a few laps left to go in this British Grand Prix. Both the Force India's lead 1 and 2. Max Verstappen made a pit stop not too long after the safety car came out, so he's buried in the pack behind us a little bit. We got Rosberg behind us, also Kimi Räikkönen. Sebastian Vettel has been nowhere ever since he had his crash with Daniel Ricciardo, so we are essentially trying to hold on desperately to this podium with only a few laps left to go in this race. So we carry on to lap 22. Hulkenberg goes around the outside. Rosberg tries to follow him through with the slipstream. He can't quite make it around the outside there, so we hold on to third place for the moment. Sergio Perez, who was on the same strategy as what I was, he was the first car in the queue, which allowed him to basically inherit first place, and he's just absolutely bolted away because my pace on the prime tyres has been absolutely dreadful. Pace on the hard tyres, rather. I just can't seem to find any grip, can't find any kind of confidence in this car to push, and so I'm just having to defend my position as best I can with the limited resources I have, I guess, in this HAAS F1 car. What I do have up my sleeve, though, is a lot of extra fuel. The safety car really did help me out there. I was trying to really burn off any remaining fuel that I had. I was just getting to the point where it's almost harming my engine, the amount of rich revs I'm having to use to keep up my pace. Still 1.2 laps up in terms of fuel. We're battling away with Nico Hulkenberg here at the moment. Absolute worldie of a battle, which continues to rage on in this Grand Prix. It's actually the last lap. I should have realised it was the last lap. We go around the outside of Nico Hulkenberg and take second place as easy as you like. I'll take that.
Nice work. You did well today. I think the boss will be happy with that one.
So another fantastic victory for Force India today. It's time to present the top drivers with their trophies for today's Grand Prix. And there are a lot of people in the paddock very happy with this result. It's Force India on the top step.
So there we go, guys. That has been the British Grand Prix. It actually went so quickly I didn't even realise it was the last lap. I was still talking about fuel mixtures, wasn't even commenting on the awesome battle we were having on Nico Hulkenberg over the course of that race. I apologise about that, but in the end, we came home to finish in second place. And, you know, that is pretty much the maximum potential we could get out of that HAAS F1 car. Force India, they're a force to be reckoned with, mind the pun. But, yeah, they are really starting to gain some momentum. I think that might be 3 race wins in a row for that team. Absolutely mental. We still hold on to P6 in the driver's standings. And, hopefully, by the end of this weekend, we might get a contract offer for potentially a new team. And if we do, then that'd be an awesome way to send off HAAS F1 team with a second place at Silverstone.
Hi, you got a minute? I've just finished negotiating the final offer. How does a new contract sound?
A new contract? That sounds amazing. Don't let it be for HAAS. We have an offer from HAAS, we have an offer from Mercedes, Williams, and Red Bull. The class of the field, that is Red Bull, absolutely dominating the last couple of seasons in this F1 2016 career mode. And we've got an offer from those guys. That is unbelievable. We are absolutely spoiled for choice here. I said I wasn't going to stay with HAAS if we got a mid-season offer. Mercedes, as of late, they've been struggling. In the Austrian Grand Prix, they were last on the grid. And Hamilton had his engine failure. They're a potential team to build up from the back. I feel like Williams don't quite have the potential to max out, to get anywhere near Red Bull. And I don't want to really join Red Bull either, because I want to take them on and really embrace the rivalry against them with another team. So I think it is going to have to be Mercedes to pilot us for the second half of Season 3 of this career mode championship.
Great. I'll get it to admin.
So there we go. We're going to be a Mercedes contracted driver from the next race, which I believe will be the German Grand Prix. The first episode of 2017. We'll be driving for a new team. The motivation is definitely going to be high. We're going to be taking on a new teammate, which I believe will be Lewis Hamilton. Nico Rosberg will be stepping aside for me. And with that, I bid farewell to HAAS F1 team. It was been a saviour of this career mode. After we got booted out of McLaren, we built them up a little bit, got 1 or 2 podiums with them. It's been a nice little ride with HAAS, but unfortunately, they just don't have the potential to take us all the way to the top where I want to be. So from next episode, we're driving for Mercedes. We've got some new goals, new targets, new motivation, a new car, and a new year as well. So that's been this episode for today, guys. The British Grand Prix. I just can't wait to start the next episode in the new car and see what the potential is of this Mercedes. See how expensive some of the parts are going to be, and really get some momentum going. Get those resource points banked up so that we can really go on a spending spree for Season 4 and try and take down Red Bull in the Constructors' Championship. Thank you guys so much for watching. Subscribe to the channel if you're new to see plenty more F1 racing related videos. And until the next one, guys, I'll see you next time.